Let's start at the beginning, not the Big Bang, but the birth of a unified Hawaii. For centuries, the Hawaiian Islands were independent chiefdoms, home to skilled Polynesian voyagers with a deep connection to the land. Or, life was governed by the system, a set of sacred laws shaping society and spirituality. This world changed in 1778 when British explorer James Cook arrived, marking Hawaii's first major contact with the West. Suddenly, Hawaii was on the world map, a stop for whalers, traders, and explorers. With them came iron, firearms, and devastating diseases, leading to a catastrophic population collapse. Amidst this turmoil, Chief Kamehameha I used Western weapons and advisors to unite the islands by 1810, founding the Kingdom of Hawaii. For the first time, Hawaii was a single nation, ruled by a dynasty that navigated the pressures of global politics. Western influence deepened in 1820 with the arrival of American missionaries who brought Christianity, new laws, and a written Hawaiian alphabet. Their descendants became a powerful new class, blending religious zeal with economic ambition. Hawaii was now a crossroads of cultures but also a battleground for control. The seeds of conflict between native sovereignty and foreign interests had been sown. The stage was set for a struggle that would define Hawaii's future. In the 1800s, sugar transformed Hawaii's economy and its politics. American and European businessmen saw fortunes in sugarcane, building vast plantations that needed land and labor. This economic shift concentrated power in the hands of wealthy, foreign-born landowners, the sugar barons. Their goal: get Hawaiian sugar into the U.S. market tariff-free. The 1875 Reciprocity Treaty delivered, tying Hawaii's economy to America and giving the U.S. rights to Pearl Harbor. But the planters wanted more: political control. In 1887 they forced King Kalakaua to sign the Bayonet Constitution at gunpoint, stripping the monarchy of real power. Voting rights shifted to wealthy Americans and Europeans, disenfranchising most native Hawaiians and Asian immigrants. The legislature and the kingdom fell under planter control. The monarchy was now a figurehead, and the path to American dominance was clear. Hawaii's fate was increasingly out of native hands. The struggle for sovereignty had entered a new, dangerous phase. In 1891, Queen Liliʻuokalani took the throne, determined to restore power to her people. She drafted a new constitution to undo the Bayonet Constitution and return rights to native Hawaiians. The sugar planters and pro-annexationists saw this as a threat to their power and profits. In 1893, the Committee of Safety, backed by U.S. Minister Stevens and U.S. Marines, overthrew the Queen. Liliʻuokalani yielded to avoid bloodshed, protesting to the U.S. government and hoping for justice. The monarchy was abolished. Sanford B. Dole became president of a provisional government. Annexationists quickly lobbied Washington to make Hawaii part of the United States. The Queen was placed under house arrest. The Kingdom of Hawaii was gone, replaced by a republic controlled by foreign interests. The provisional government's annexation request landed on President Harrison's desk, who supported it. But a new president, Grover Cleveland, was suspicious and launched an investigation. The Blount report found the overthrow illegal, orchestrated with unauthorized U.S. support, and opposed by most Hawaiians. Cleveland condemned the coup and demanded the Queen's restoration, but Dole's government refused. Cleveland wouldn't use force, so a stalemate followed. Dole's regime declared the Republic of Hawaii in 1894 and kept pushing for annexation. Native Hawaiians protested, sending petitions to Washington. In 1897, President McKinley, an expansionist, took office. The Spanish-American War in 1898 made Hawaii's strategic location vital for the U.S. Navy. Military necessity trumped objections. Congress passed the Newlands Resolution. In July 1898, Hawaii was annexed as a U.S. territory. The island's fate was sealed, now firmly tied to America. Native voices were ignored, but resistance endured. Annexation made Hawaii a U.S. territory, but not a state. The sugar and pineapple oligarchs thrived, controlling the economy and politics. Native Hawaiians faced cultural loss. English replaced Hawaiian in schools and traditional practices were commercialized. Immigrant laborers from Asia and Europe reshaped society, while native Hawaiians became a minority in their homeland. The U.S. military presence exploded, with Pearl Harbor and other bases transforming Oahu into a strategic fortress. The military became a major economic force, second only to agriculture. The Big Five corporations, descended from missionary and planter families, ran the territory like a private fiefdom. Yet, change was brewing. Plantation workers organized into labor unions, challenging the old order. A new political force emerged, demanding democracy and statehood. The struggle for equality and representation intensified. Hawaii's future would be shaped by both its diversity and its strategic value. The islands were no longer isolated. They were at the heart of American ambitions in the Pacific. The push for statehood was gaining momentum. December 7, 1941. Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor thrust Hawaii into World War II. The islands became America's front line, cementing their strategic importance. Martial law was declared. Civil liberties were suspended for nearly 3 years. Residents endured curfews, censorship, and military tribunals, reminders of their second-class status. Despite suspicion, Hawaii's Japanese-American Nisei volunteered for the U.S. Army, forming the highly decorated 100th Battalion and 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Their heroism challenged prejudice and strengthened the case for statehood. After the war, returning veterans became political leaders, breaking the Big Five's grip. The campaign for statehood gained new urgency. Hawaii had proven its loyalty and sacrifice. The demand was clear: full rights as American citizens, including voting representation. The island's diverse population united for equality. The path to statehood was now unstoppable. Hawaii's identity was forever linked to American history. The post-war push for statehood was long and contentious. Advocates argued Hawaii's loyalty and diversity deserved recognition. Opponents feared its non-white majority and distance. The debate dragged on, often tied to Alaska's statehood. In 1959, Congress passed the Hawaii Admission Act. Voters overwhelmingly chose statehood. On August 21, 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state. For many, it was a triumph: political empowerment, economic growth, and full inclusion in America. But for many Native Hawaiians, statehood marked the final loss of sovereignty. The 1959 vote offered no independence option, fueling ongoing debates. In 1993, the U.S. issued a formal apology for the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. This apology energized the Hawaiian sovereignty movement, seeking justice, cultural revival, and self-determination. Today, the struggle continues, between statehood's promises and the echoes of a lost kingdom. Hawaii's story is one of resilience, identity, and the ongoing quest for justice. The past is not forgotten. It shapes the island's future.